I'm going to show you how to take your fanny packs from this to this. Then you need to keep on watching. Okay, I purchased this small leather fanny pack from my local thrift store for 99 cents. And my first step is to stuff the fanny pack to the capacity, because you want it to basically like be stiff. Especially if it's a soft one, you want it to be stiff so you know what you're working on. So another item that you're going to need is these flat top jewels, and I purchased these from my local craft store. I don't quite remember the price, but they have them in so many different craft stores. Now you can either use your multi-temperature glue sticks with your hot glue gun, or you can use E6000 or whatever glue that you choose to use, but I'm going to use my hot glue gun. So my first task would be to sporadically place the jewels without glue on it first all over the bag. Just trying to get an idea of where I would want it. You see how they just sliding on? Just to get a gist of where I might want the jewels at. If you have an idea of how you're going to put the jewels, then I would suggest taking a pencil or crayon, but I'm using this eye pencil here, and just making a little dot, and that lets you know where you're going to put it. So you're taking, I keep hitting the camera, sorry guys. You take in a hot glue gun, and please be careful because it's hot, and you want it flat top up. You can either put it on the bag, or you could put it on the jewel. I would suggest putting it on the bag because it's a true high chance that you might place it on your hands. And what we're doing is just something simple. You put in a small dot, and you put in that flat jewel top on top. That's a tongue twister. So I'm going to take another one, and let me move this one here, and let me bring it closer so that you can see. So you're just putting a little dot, and you put in the flat jewel top on top. And you see how easy that is? Let me do one more. So you're going to put a little dot, just a little one, and you're going to put your flat jewel top on top of the top. And if I didn't mention, you definitely want to make sure that you tap the jewel, and don't worry about the little strings. See the little strings that come after all is said and done, and you know for sure it's dry, it comes right off. You see how easy it is? See, look, it comes right off, and then you're left with this. So let me finish, and I'll be right back. This is the results. Something cute and colorful. You can wear this for yourself or do it for your kids. Very, very simple. And yes, it was a lot of string to pull off, and it's still a lot of string to pull off, but eventually it fall off on its own, or you can pull it off. Very, very simple. Okay, the next item you're going to need is, of course, your fanny pack. You're going to need your studs. And here's the thing about the studs. You can use whatever kind, whatever size, whatever color that you choose to buy. I purchased these from eBay. And here's a closer look at the stud itself. This one is an off gold tone and silver. They come in different sizes, shapes, and colors. You're also going to need something to mark your territory if you don't want to freestyle it. And it will help to have either a pair of pliers or a pair of flat needle pliers. So either one would do. And patience. You're going to need some patience. So the first, let me tilt you down first. Sorry about the hard tilt. The first thing you want to do is as you can see, this has 2 square pockets. So you can either do it this way. You can think of the style that you want and make a mark. Like that. Or you can sporadically place some of the studs in the different areas like that. Now me myself, I like the stud turned slightly. Now this one you're not going to fill with plastic because you need to fill on the other side. So I made my mark, and what I'm going to do is lift it up. And most studs, of course, have the little thick prongs. Be careful, you don't want to stab yourself. And you make the mark so you don't have to keep redoing it. The patience comes from having to stab through material. And maybe I should have used cloth instead of using okay guys, I had to grab my little Sharpie tool because since I'm working with leather, it's a little bit more stiffer. So I'm going by the impression that I've already made, and I'm just giving it a little tap. See how it's sticking through? Just a little tap, because it's going to help get the prong through. So I'm giving it a little tap of where the prong will go in. Just a little bit. And you can see it coming through. And so I'm going to stick what I should have did was see how it's going through, and then the next section, and see how it's going through. You don't want to push it all the way. As you can see, the I call it my pokey. It goes from very small to very big, so depending on how big you need it. And you should see the demarcation from poking it. And all you want to do is line up your prongs to where you just poke through your material. Now the reason why I'm using it is because this is leather. The prongs are not going to stick through it as easily as it would if it was jean or regular material. So that's the reason why I'm using it. You don't have to use it if you don't need it. But that is the reason why I'm using it. And so like I said, I like to turn my studs in this direction instead of that direction. You could do it however you choose to do. So I'm sticking my prongs through like this, and where I think I'm going to use my needle nose. And where this comes in is because you want to tilt it downward and into the material. Tilt it downward and into the material. That way it doesn't stick back out at you, and bam, I got a stud, and it's not going to go anywhere. So let's do another one. And I couldn't figure out if I wanted gold or if I wanted silver, so that's why I have both. And so, like I said, you want to line it up how you want the stud. Sometimes long nails, sometimes. And that's lined up. So what I'm going to do is push into it. And you see how it left an indentation on there. So now I'm going to take my pokey and I'm going to just go through it just a little bit for both indentations. Now I'm taking my stud and I'm putting it back through, and it should go all the way through the material. And you're turning it underside, and what you're doing is you're taking your pliers and you tilting it down and into the material, tilt it down and bend it into the material, and that's not going to go anywhere. Bam! How you like me now? So let me show you again, and please forgive me. What I should have done is did the bottom ones first. That way is no interference. So let's do that one more time. I had my stud, and this is the direction I want it. You place it on there or mark it where you would like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, wait a minute. What I'm doing is I am placing my stud where I want it, and then I am pushing it into the material, and that's to give it that indentation. Now I'm going to take my little tool and I'm going to stab it through. See it stab through just a little bit. I don't like that word stab. Poke through. Just a little bit. And that's just so, that's only because I have a leather fanny pack. If it was a jean fanny pack, I wouldn't have to go through all of this. If it was a regular canvas one, I wouldn't go through that because of the material. It's the only reason why I'm having to do that. And sometimes when you do the indentation, it will bend the prongs. So I'm lining up the prongs with the indentations that I poke through the material. Stop being difficult. And I'm taking, I don't know if you can see that or not, but you just bend it towards you. You'll make sure the material and things are out of your way. Do the furthest one first, bending it in, folding it in, and now I'm folding that one out. And bam, bam. Line up the stud, and what I'm doing is poking, using my thumb to poke it through. And as you can see, it left, so I'm taking my poker and I'm sticking it through. You don't have to stick it all the way. I mean it all the way down. You're just opening it up enough for the prongs because this is leather, and without it, it would make it difficult. So what you're doing is you're lining up the stud to the holes that you made, and it should go right through the material just like this. You fold it and hold it in place. You have to hold it in place, and then you're tilting down the prong. The needle nose pliers work so much better because it can fit it. It reaches where you need to reach. And what I did was I just mixed it up, the direction of the studs. You could be uniform if you want to. If you want them all in a set space, that's fine. And these is the results. So tell me what you think. even though this task was easy for me, you definitely have to have patience because you're using sharp tools and sharp edges and things like that. And since I couldn't figure out if I wanted silver or gold, I used both. So you tell me, which one did you like better? Do you like it studded out or do you like bedazzled? So if you love this video, please give me a thumbs up. And I appreciate and thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, more DIYs that's easy to do, then give this video a thumbs up. Please comment, rate, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.